a very interesting question which comes in very uh, uh, popular companies like Amazon or Flipkart, or in even in interviews. The question is given a string, uh, find the leftmost character that is repeating. For example, let's say my string 1 is uh, graphic era. Okay, now here if you see, is G repeating? No. Is R repeating? Yes. So R is repeating, A is also repeating, P is not repeating, H is not repeating, I is not repeating, C is not repeating, but out of R and A, leftmost element which is repeating is R. So our output will be R. I request everyone to please switch off your camera. I am recording the video. Please don't interfere in between. Let's see another string. For example, my string is A, B, C, C, B. In this case, if you see, A is not repeating, so it cannot be our answer. B is repeating, C is also repeating, but B is repeating on the left hand side. B is on the left hand side which is repeating. So we have to find the leftmost character. B is leftmost character, although C is also repeating, but B is on left side of C which is also repeating. So our output in this case is B and not C. Okay, please remember this. So B is our answer, not C in this case. So we have to find the leftmost character that is repeating. Okay, so this, let's say one approach which is brute force approach. How can we do this? So let's do a brute force approach. So what we do is, let's say this is string A, B, C, C, B. Let's say this A. Now check this, is it repeating? Because we are running from the first character. If it is repeating, then this is our answer. Then go to the next character B. Is it repeating? Yes, it is repeating. So this is our answer. In the worst case, what can happen is, let's say, consider this example, A, B, C, D, D. So in this case, A is not repeating because we have checked all whole string. Then B is not repeating, we have checked whole string. Then C is not repeating, we have checked the whole string. And then D, and it is repeating. So our output is D, but then we have to check for the first character. See this, for first character n minus 1 times we have to check. Then for second character n minus 2 times, for third character n minus 3 times, and so on. This will sum up to n square as the time complexity. Okay, so here the time complexity is n square. We have to reduce the time complexity. What can we do for reducing the time complexity? We can use the approach called counting. Again, counting method can work here. See, how can we use counting method? Now, let's say we have counted all the characters frequency of our given string. For example, we have taken the second string str2. Okay, let's say this is 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, this is the indices of 256 count array. Initialized with, for example, it is initialized with, shall be initialized with it 0 or -1. Okay, so let's initialize it with 0, and then A is 1, then B is 1, then C is 1, and then D 1, then D 2. And let's say after this, for example, we have got B also this time. Now our output will not be D, output will be B. Why? Because B is on left of D and it is also repeating. So answer becomes B, not D, after adding D, after adding B. So now see this, After adding this b, the count of b is also 2. Now after making the count array, scan the string again. How to scan the string again? Start with a. Is the count of a more than 1? No, so it is not repeating. Is the count of b more than 1? Answer is yes. So b is our character which is repeating. See, we have first made the counting array, and then second we have scanned the string again, and starting from the first character we have seen whether it is having count more than 1. If it is having count more than 1, then obviously it is repeating. And since we are starting from as left as possible, so it is the character which we are looking for. So what we are doing is, let's write the function. So integer, let's say what we have to return. Answer is index of leftmost repeating character. So we have to return the index. Okay, so now let's say int leftmost repeat not integer, we have given with string str, and now I have integer I, and also I have, let's say that's all. I think count 256 initialized with 0. Let's say this. And after this, what I am doing is, for I equal to 0, I is less than str dot length and then I plus plus, and here I will count the occurrence. Occurrence count is done. After that, I will scan through the string again, str dot len, that is length, I plus plus. Okay, and if count of str of I is greater than 1, then return I. Or if we got out of this and no one is found more than 1, then we will return -1. Okay, I think this will work. So let's run this through one example. Let's say A, B, C, D, and let's say B, D. Let's say this is our string. Here we have B is also repeating and D is also repeating, but the output should be B. Okay, now this is our count array, 97, 98, 99, 100, initialized to 0 in the start. And now by using this loop, I can count the frequency of each letter. So A, this one, B, this one, C, this one, D, 1, B, this is 2, and this B, D, so this is also 2. Now in this array, what we are doing is, we are running the loop from this only, since our string is not changed, string is as it is. Now count of str of I, that is count of A, is 1, not greater than 1. So we have gone to the next iteration, that is B. Now the count of B is greater than 1. So what we will return is the index which is 1. Index of the leftmost character which is repeating. Okay, but the problem is, in this case, it is not a problem, but then what we are doing is DCA, DC. You want me to run a loop on this DCA, DC. Okay, let's try this. Okay, 97, 98, 99, 100 initialized to 0. Now D comes, so it will become 1. C comes, so it will become 1. A comes, it will become 1, D comes, it will become 2, C comes, then it will become 2. Now, after counting the frequency, what we do is we start from the first character itself. Now, D, the counting of D is more than 1. So, this is the answer. Why? Because this is repeating and it is as left as possible. See, no matter whether you are encountering here the largest character or the smallest character, I got your problem. What you are looking for is, what if the letter which is repeating is less than the letter which is repeating later on? But here, since we are starting from the left hand side, so we always getting the answer which is leftmost repeated element. So here also D is the character which is repeated more than one time. So that is repeated character and it is as left as possible. So output should be D only here. Okay, I think it is working fine. The thing is, time complexity is big of n plus big of n only, and space complexity is big O 1 because we have not used any extra space other than this count array which is still constant. So I can write big of k also, or it is big of 1 since k is equal to 256 every time. The thing is, we are running 2 passes. Here we have run 2 passes. Okay, one pass to count the string and another pass to find the leftmost repeated character. What if I want to find the character in the leftmost in one scan only? Okay, I want to find the answer in one scan only. So I'll give you a minute, just think about it. I have to find the answer in one scan only, although the time complexity remain big of n only. But then I want to do it in one scan of the string. See, if we are scanning through string, then it is big of n. If we are scanning through this thing, that is big of k, that is not big of n. So I can scan this for one more time, but then I want to scan the string, given string, for one time only. So can you please do it in one scan? I'll give you a minute, just think about it.